OSBL Eminence 7 KMM Mob. Man, part one, day one, Eminence uh, lived up to the hype, bro. I enjoy watching it. I'm finna drop part one for day one, and then I'm gonna go over and drop part two for the day two part of the card. But just a rundown of day one, man. First off, a tip for all the new battlers. This is the day one card. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like the day one card usually are for the newer battlers, the people we may not have heard of, or people who are trying to get to the day two card. Um, State your name. You know what I mean? Make sure you let people know. Like I'm like me. I'm Mega Man. Battle rap science. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate y'all tuning in. But this is the first time we seeing you. So when I was watching the card, I was having trouble knowing who is who in certain instances because I'm familiar with the names, but I may not have been familiar with the faces. You know, so I'm looking at the card trying to figure out who is who. But I'm gonna give these are the highlights from day one. I'm gonna just run down the list and then I'm gonna go back and talk about every battle. So every battle is gonna get a little bit of commentary. Um, First off, Juice won the $1,000 off the floor. Money on the floor battles are always, you know what I mean, got a little extra oomph to it. I thought it was a good battle though. I thought it was kind of, kind of back and forth, back and forth. I think it comes down to that second round, but um, True Foe jumped up on stage and he was helping, bro. True Foe jumped up there and he's see. This is what happened in that battle. Juice had some good Brittens, but the way that he was delivering it, I felt like the crowd wasn't really taking to it. But when True Foe jumped on stage, he's repeating the lines, and True Foe can deliver material a little bit better. It's like the crowd was catching on, so they effectively jumped. Old buddy, was that twin IQ? Um, okay, so that's one highlight. D to the OT, he choked. Um, Zion Shad lifted the roof off the building. Bro, that battle, I want to go back and watch it again. That was fire. Them young boys did their thing. Um, yeah, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. I'm finna talk about every single battle, so let's go. You're gonna hear why I think each and everything. So let's see. The first battle was Potts versus Ciroc. You heard. Um, Potts was doing good. He had some good one-liners. He's a creative writer. He was going to the hospital. It's not a benefit, but it do come with some perks. You can tell that Ciroc is more so of a has a more so of a real talk persona. Um, that's his strength, but his delivery needs tweaking. He did. I wrote one of his lines. He said, "These hands popped on more niggas than bacon." You know, he started this round. Oh, he did. Then he had a moment where he rapped for like 3 minutes, and then he said, "Now I'm about to start my round right now." And so I was like, okay, maybe this wasn't his material, and now he finna go up a level, but he didn't. You know, it was the same level. So I had Potts winning that. I mean, it was a decent battle. It was a decent battle, but I just felt Potts was a better writer. Uh, Twin IQ versus Rory Lauren. That was the no, not Rory Lauren versus Juice. Twin IQ versus Juice. That was the money on the floor battle. Twin IQ, he came out the gate with a lit round. He had lots of energy. He had some juice flips. Probably some juice flips that Juice has heard before, but that comes with the name. You know, it comes with the name. You name yourself Juice, you're gonna hear a bunch of juice flips. That's for sure. Um, I felt I felt this was a close battle. Juice came out the gate. He was doing well. He was a little unorthodox, and I feel like the bars were kind of a match. Twin IQ and Juice, they had about the same level of material. So to me, it came down to the delivery being the separator between the two. And I felt that Twin IQ had slightly a better delivery. Um, but of course, Juice, he had the help. He had the help. The help helped him in this case. But I did write down some bars from Juice. He say, "Mama was throwing search parties. I'ma throw one when she stopped searching." That was fire. Cover up how much I'm spending. I gotta disguise the limit. That was fire. Like I say, in the third, Twin IQ, it seemed like he kind of lost momentum and fell off a bit. Juice, his third round, he did decent, and Foe was up there helping his homie, which, hey, that's what you're supposed to do if you're a good homie, especially with money on the floor. Um, so yeah, it came down to that second. I probably would have edged Twin, but I understand why the judges probably went with Juice. And True Foe probably effectively swayed the judgment, but it's all good. Jaydot versus Bizzness. Like I say, D to the OT, he choked. But Bizzness, he was just overall better writer than J. Dot. I felt like he probably would have won even if J. Dot got through his material. Bizzness had one bar I wrote down here is let the arm smack on his chest like a special nigga. That's kind of crazy. Jack Boy versus Wordplay, the Menace. Wordplay did pretty good this battle. I have a few bars that he spit. I wrote he started with a play and made a movie out of. Hold on, no, that's Jack Boy. Jack Boy said that. Jack Boy did decent in this one, but I felt like Wordplay took the battle. I felt that Jack Boy did just enough to make it competitive. You could tell this wasn't a high-powered Jack Boy top level. This was just enough, but Wordplay did good. He did good enough to take the battle. I guess he was supposed to be originally battling Prep, but he switched to Jack Boy, I suppose. And so he came out the gate saying he's at his best with no prep. So it was a nice battle. Wordplay did work. One of the bars that I had that he wrote, he was quietly moving peas while she was reading Psalms. So that was fire. And like I say, Shad and Zai versus Rexx Ruga and Tre. Rexx Ruga and Tre was putting pressure on them boys. In the first round, I was like, oh man, I don't know how this gonna go. Is the writing at too high of a level? And but Zai and Shad, they put the energy in the building. They had an explosive round. And they were bringing the building down in there. People was really feeling them. I feel like the 2-on-2 of Zai and Shad is pretty dope. Zai, he has a lot of energy. He just his performance and just his movements and how animated he is, combined with Shad's writing ability and real talk and ability to actually make sure the punch lands. You could see it in real time. Shad was keeping the timing together for these punches to land. He was forcing them, and it came out dope, man. This is a night that a lot of people gonna remember for a long time. They got second round, Rexx Ruga and Tre, they stepped it up. They stepped up the writing. I was like, okay, they trying to make a battle out of this. But Zai and Shad, when they came back the second round, they broke the building again. Lay Rexx and his friends flat like Andy's coming. So yeah, Zai and Shad, they just had too much energy, too many haymakers, too high of a punching ability for Rexx and Tre. I feel like Rexx and Tre, they did try to real talk them, but it just didn't work, man. It just fell flat. They tried to do the whole A-verb thing, you know, talking to Shad's mom, I guess, saying that's how you talk to your son. But it just, after you get hit with all them bombs, people don't want to hear that. Respectfully. So yeah, that's how I broke it down, man. It was dope for a little opening round one, first day card. Shout out to y'all, man. I'm gonna drop day 2, go over that one. I still got to go back and watch some of those, so I'll let you boy.
Battle rap science, I got the formula. Battle rap science, got the formula. Shaw with the timing, I make the whole room snap. Battle rap science, yeah, that's how we rap. I know the pressure points, I know the weak spots.